Hi, I'm Dr. Bunny Vreeland, and I'd like to welcome you to Lighten Up with Dr. Bunny. And I'm here today with my friend Peter Godinez because Peter has some really interesting questions about what I do. And what I do is hypnotherapy. I'm a board-certified clinical hypnotherapist, and I have been for about 20-some years. And there's always been these myths out there, these misconceptions that people think of when they think of hypnotherapy. So, Peter, you and I have been discussing this a little bit.
A lot this whole week.
Yeah, and so some of the questions that have come up, I'd like for us to dispel.
No, I would like to do that. Based on our last show, I realized one thing we did not actually say was the word hypnotherapy.
We didn't.
But I thought it was a beautiful thing, and I'm sure a lot of our listeners or viewers are actually curious now, and we've gathered some questions, and I'm confident you're just going to answer with a lot of correction and passion. So
well, you've got the confidence, and hopefully I've got the knowledge and the answers. So let's do it.
We make quite a pair. So the first thing, there's a rumor or saying that says that hypnotherapy has special powers. Could you?
Or a hypnotherapist has special powers?
Or we say Dr. Bunny has powers like that. I noticed before the taping.
And that's why I have my own island in paradise somewhere, because of all my special powers. To answer that, I'd like to go back to my first experience with hypnotherapy was when I was 8 years old. And my dad had surgery under hypnosis or hypnotherapy. The hypnotherapist actually went to the hospital with him, did a relaxation process, got my dad into a relaxed place. You can call it a trance if you want to. I don't use that. I say relaxation rather than trance just because it sounds more comfortable. People know what relaxation is because we do it every day. And a trance sometimes can sound a little scary for people. So let's say relaxed. So my dad is relaxed and he goes through the surgery. And it happened to be hemorrhoid surgery, and that was back many, many years ago when hemorrhoid surgery was really a big deal. And it was very painful. So Dad went through the surgery without any anesthesia, none at all, and got into the car after the surgery was over, drove himself home, and never had a drop of blood or a bit of pain. Swear to God.
Nothing then, huh?
Nothing. He was and I was 8. I didn't know really what was going on, but I do remember him getting in the car. And my mother, when he came home, she said, I really wanted to take you. She was a little upset that he didn't allow her to take him to the hospital and bring him home. He said, I'm fine. I'm absolutely fine. He had no pain. Now, fast forward, and I'm 22 years old, and I'm married, and I have migraine headaches, and I have allergies. I have 33 allergies, Peter. I'm going to an allergist 3 times a week to help me alleviate or get rid of these allergies. Well, nothing was working. I was getting shots and the whole thing, and the migraines were so bad that I would pass out. Sometimes I would just literally pass out from the pain. So one day I'm over in Palm Springs with my husband. We're visiting friends, and I'm at well, let me back up just a little bit. I was standing in line at Barnes & Noble one day, and I saw this audio tape. This is before CDs. Tells you how far I go back.
Ago.
Yeah,
okay.
Right. So I saw this little audio tape, and it said "stressed?" ? And I thought, I think I'll look at that. And I purchased the tape. I brought it home, and I started listening to it. It was a guy named Mark Russell that did the tape, and I listened to it every day because it relaxed me so much, which is all hypnosis is relaxation, guided relaxation. So I'm listening to this every day, and about 2 months later, I noticed my headaches were gone, my allergies are gone, and I couldn't figure it out. Now, I'm going to take you back to Palm Springs. I'm standing in line at a little juice bar in Palm Springs, and I hear this voice. And it sounds very much like the voice that I'd been listening to on this tape for, a few months now. So I turned around and I said to this man, I said, "Are you Mark Russell?" And he said, "Yes, I am." So I told him the story of the tape. And he said to me, it was a hypnotherapy session. That's all it was hypnotherapy. I said, "Well, you know what? It worked for me. It absolutely got rid of all my headaches, got rid of all my allergies, and to this day, and again, God's honest truth, I have never had a single allergy or a headache from that.
That's incredible.
It is. So you ask about special powers. Here's the bottom line. We have the special powers. Each and every one of us has the special powers. The hypnotherapist just brings them out of you. Okay? That's it. That's it in a nutshell. All we do as a hypnotherapist is bring out those powers that you have that perhaps you put, down underneath your subconscious. So
it's the way it is. I remember last week I used the word, hopefully it's okay, you're like, the people are going down a cave, but you're kind of like the guide to get them to where they need to go. And so they don't have the fears, and they get to where they want to do and resolve it.
Well, I do remember when you said cave, and I thought, that's an interesting way of putting it. I say quicksand,
Okay.
but you're stuck. People are stuck today. They don't know how to get out of those places that have confined them, or they put themselves into, sometimes through no fault of their own, but they are there. They come to me and they say, I'm so stressed out and I don't know how to get out of this situation. Can I take the stress away? I can alleviate it. I can't take the actual problem away, but I can show them ways to deal with it. Most of us have black and white thinking, either or thinking. There's always at least three ways. And hypnotherapy just helps you to get to that place where you can see more clearly.
Right.
And no, we don't have special powers. We simply work with your special powers.
No, just like other fields, like people respond to medicines differently, nutrition, vitamins. Does hypnotherapy only work on certain types of profiles?
Excellent question. Excellent question. The truth is that everybody that wants to be hypnotized can be, unless they're drunk, they have an IQ of less than 65, or they're neurologically impaired in some way or another. So you have to want to be, and let's face it, anybody that comes to see me wants to change. I mean, that's what they're there for. They're there and they're going to spend their time and their money to get that change that they want in their lives. So does it work for everyone? Yeah, if that's what you want. But you have to also be dedicated. So some people come thinking that they want or they need one, or they want to get one problem solved, and when really there's something under that. And the first job that I see is that I want to get under that original, I want to get to the original problem that created the other issues. Like, why do you eat? Do you eat because your mother didn't love you and you took solace in food? That's the underlying issue. So we get to that, we clear up the problem. I've seen it over and over and over again. And I think in the last session I talked about the guy that came with the fear of yo-yos. He thought that he had this fear of yo-yos, but yet what it really was he was bouncing up and down in his backyard on a tire, bouncing up like a yo-yo, and that's what stuck in his mind. So we had to get underneath that whole yo-yo thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Does it have a lot to do with someone's willingness to go there, so to speak? Is
Absolutely.
that one to build on that?
Yeah, and when somebody walks through my door, I have so much honor and respect for them, because think of this. They're going to see somebody that perhaps they don't know. They're putting themselves in my hands. They think they're giving me control, but the truth is that they have the control. And in hypnosis, you always have control. You will never do anything that you wouldn't do legally, ethically, or morally.
Real important.
It won't happen. It won't happen.
And just like a Jedi Knight supposedly works on weak minds, that doesn't apply in hypnotherapy, right?
It's just the opposite. The people that come to see me really are strong-minded, strong-willed.
That's a good one.
And it is. And I think we're going to take a little break right now. We'd like to say thank you to our sponsors. And so let's just take a break, and we'll be right back on Lighten Up with Dr. Bunny.
Are Are you tired of doctors throwing expensive pills at your medical problems with no results? Would you like to be able to turn the clock back on aging or illness? There's a scientific revolution going on in medicine, and the Bernhoft Center for Advanced Medicine in Ojai, 640-0180, has the latest cutting-edge techniques to help you with your chronic medical problems. They don't throw pills at symptoms. They look for causes and try to cure. Not every patient responds, but the Bernhoft Center for Advanced Medicine in Ojai, 640-0180, has an excellent track record in turning the clock back on a wide range of chronic health problems. Give them a call today or visit the website at www.drbernhoft.com. You'll be glad you did.
Looking for an auto repair shop you can trust? Concours Motors is well known for excellent service, specializing in Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Mini Cooper, Audi, and VW. Concours Motors is a dealership alternative you can always trust. Call them at 805-641-3701. Located locally at 1700 East Thompson in Ventura since 1982. Concours Motors at 805-641-3701. Doing business the right way.
Lighten Up with Dr. Bunny. I'm here with Peter Godinez, and we're kind of dispelling some of those myths about hypnosis or hypnotherapy. And there is a distinction, Peter. Mm-hmm. The distinction between hypnosis and hypnotherapy. Now, and I love both of them, don't get me wrong. I think they're both wonderful, and I love to go to a great hypnosis show, but it's usually entertainment. So, right. You know, people call me up and they say, are you going to make me moo and bark and cluck? No, no, no. We're going to do some therapy. What I do is therapy. And yes, I can make a moo and bark and cluck if they want to, but most people come to me to see a change in their behavior. They're coming for an improvement. They're coming for something that will make their life better or healthier. That's what I do.
That's sweet.
It is sweet.
It really is on the spot.
I love doing it. I love doing it.
Well, we're speaking a lot about will, self-will. And I'm sure you get that question a lot. But can you actually, under hypnosis, be actually made to do something against your will, either do or say?
Okay, now, this myth comes from late-night movies where the evil hypnotherapist or the evil hypnotist would, take you into some trance that he would take control. Right. Doesn't happen. Trust me, it doesn't happen. Let me give you a story. Years ago, I used to model in Los Angeles, and Pat Collins, the hypnotist, who unfortunately passed away a few years ago, was one of my idols. She was absolutely an incredible woman, and she had a dinner show. And it was kind of interesting because everywhere I went, if I was in Tahoe, she was there doing a show. If I was in Las Vegas, she was there doing a show. I don't know how she cloned herself like that, but in any case, I would stop at her dinner show on, I think it was Doheny, and she had the show at 5 o'clock and 7 o'clock, and rather than getting on the freeway and driving home in the mess, I would stop at Pat Collins, and I'd usually end up on stage. I think I was part of her show maybe 18, 20 times. So I'm going to tell you about one of those times because this illustrates the fact that you're always in control, that the person that is being hypnotized is always in control. So she'd get a dozen people up on the stage, put them in a chair, and have them all do something so we were entertaining the audience. And she'd have us do things like, I remember one time she said, we're going to start the music now and I want everybody to get up and dance. I love to dance, so and I had on boots, so I sat down, I'm starting to unzip my boots, and she said, what are you doing? I said, I'm unzipping my boots so I can dance. And she said, okay, I want you to leave your boots on, because, I was getting into it. But see, that was morally, ethically, and legally fine for me to do that. Now, another time, I was there with a gentleman that I had a deep relationship with, but I wasn't romantically involved, and my daughter was there. So the three of us were having dinner. I got up on stage, and Pat Collins said to me, are you here with somebody? And I said, yes, I'm here with my friend and my daughter. And she said, is your friend a man? And I said, yes, he is. And she said, let's have him come up. She said, she asked me his name, and she said, I want you to go over and give him the biggest kiss, the most passionate kiss that you can I mean, just lay it on him. Well, I wasn't interested in this man that way. He was a good friend of mine. So he's standing there and he's got this, kind of interesting grin on his face, and I start and then I pull back. And I start and then I pulled back. I didn't want to kiss him. I knew I wasn't going to kiss him. And because I was in charge, not Pat Collins, I resisted it. And finally she said to me, "What's going on?" Now, here's the important part. You're still able to think under hypnosis. You're still able to reason under hypnosis. I didn't want to embarrass this man. I didn't want to I didn't want to say to the audience, I don't want to kiss him. So I said, my daughter's in the audience. I don't want to embarrass her. Now, do you see how that works,
Yes.
Peter? You're always in charge and you're always in control under hypnosis.
It kind of shows you that the will is very strong.
The will is very strong.
And it's hard to break through unless you're willing to do it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so those are illustrations of my experiences, and I've had lots of people tell me their experiences of what happened during that experience. And what they say most often is, "Gee, I don't think I was hypnotized." Well, we have a preconceived notion of what we think it's going to be. So I try always to explain that it's the body's relaxed, the mind is alert. The body's relaxed, the mind is alert. You don't go out like that, which is what a lot of people think happens. It isn't. Your body is simply relaxed, which allows the subconscious mind to open up to suggestion. Mm-hmm. You could consider this guided meditation. You could consider this guided relaxation. Hypnosis or hypnotherapy is simply relaxed body giving the subconscious mind suggestions that will take it into a healthier, a more positive place. That's it.
I find what you're saying interesting. And so on one side, we say the will is very strong, mm-hmm. but then people's desire to change, the will is not strong enough to make that change. Like, I want to smoke. I want to lose weight, and I can't will myself well enough. And I think somehow, Dr. Bunny, you have something to do that. I'm not going to elaborate on that too much.
Well, it's very simple. It's the conscious mind and the subconscious mind fighting each other. And that's what happens. So the conscious mind, which is that voice that's always going on in your head,
right.
What if this doesn't work? Gosh, does he like me? Does she like me? It's that voice that sets us up for failure. And it's the one that's always going, you can call it the monkey voice. I mean, people call it all kinds of things, but monkey voice is one that I hear often. And it's that chatter, 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 chatter. It's when people say, I can't make my mind stop. I can't sleep because my mind will not slow down. Right. It's that. So what I do is I go in and I relax the body, which allows that monkey voice to calm down, and then we bring up the subconscious. We bring up that subconscious mind that allows me to go in and offer suggestions to help you create a better life.
That's incredible.
That's all I do. Create a better life.
Now, with all the issues of health nowadays mm-hmm. and people taking medications to deal with it, could the hypnotherapy at all be bad for one's health? Do you get that question very often?
I've had it a few times, but the truth is that back in the 50s, the American Medical Association approved hypnotherapy for use. Now I get, many dentists refer their clients to me. In fact, this week alone, I've had 3 referrals from dentists. Think about it: fear of dentists, fear of pain, fear of blood, fear of white coat, fear of the needle, fear of doctors. Now, the truth is that when you're going through medical school, every doctor and every dentist, at least for a while, and I'm not real sure about today's world, but they all had, some hypnotherapy training. I know a lot of doctors that use it when they're performing surgery. One of my very dear friends, who is an orthopedic surgeon, was telling me a story. He said, I had this woman who was, I was doing surgery with, and she was bleeding, and I couldn't stop the bleeding. So I said to her, and now remember she's under anesthesia, but he said to her, I want you to relax your mind and stop bleeding. And he said at that moment, at that very moment, the bleeding stopped. Just stopped completely.
So there's like an unconscious will.
Subconscious.
Subconscious,
It's
thank
subconscious.
you. That needs encouragement to come out. And that takes somebody like you or somebody trained in your field.
It's hard to do it yourself, although it's, after a while, you can learn to do it yourself. Once you get the basics, it's pretty simple stuff. I mean, I don't have any any special powers. We can all do it ourselves. I can put myself to sleep that fast. I mean, my head hits the pillow and I'm gone. But the American Medical Association, the British Medical Association, and the Catholic Church have all approved hypnotherapy. I'm Dr. Bunny, and my number is 805-984-1237. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Does it make you nervous to think about going to the dentist? Half of America shares your apprehension. Regain dental health and overcome the fear of visiting the dentist. Dr. Leo Weinstein, 805-619-5020, can treat you with the modern dental miracle, sedation dentistry. Yes, sedation dentistry is the solution to your dental fears. Call Dr. Leo Weinstein today, 805-619-5020.
Hello, my name is Bill Lamond. For more than 20 years, I have been consulting and coaching business, professional, and nonprofit leaders. People just like you who want to be leading in their own lives and expressing their deepest gifts and desires. For a free personal consultation or to hear about my group coaching programs by phone, you can reach me at www.billamond.com or at 310-994-6222. That's 310-994-6222. Thank you.
Your financial future could be everything you desire if you're willing to dream it, plan it, do it. 3 simple ideas, yet powerful when it comes to realizing your lifetime goals. A new home, funding a child's education, saving for retirement. Pursuing the future of your dreams calls for a roadmap, and now it's easier than ever with the help of a financial professional. Let Rick Jeffrey, certified financial planner with Financial Network Investment Corporation, assist you with your investment objectives. Stop by and visit Rick at 290 Maple Court, Ventura, California, 805-644-1224. Again, 805-644-1224. Financial Network Investment Corporation is a registered broker-dealer. Member SIPC.